Oh, wait, what?
When I picked up on that.
400 annual gross revenue.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this is not.
This is what I told Veena on the way. I said, either A, this is the deal of the century, or B,
It's the worst.
Yeah.
I went on PropWire, looked at expired listings, called the wrong agent. He gave me your number. You had it listed.
No, I gave you.
Oh, you gave me. Yeah, that's right. You were the original. You sold it originally.
Right.
They bought it for 1.6, and then a year later put it up for 2.6, and then took it down. So I was just trying to find out, hey, what's going on here? Chet was awesome. He hooked me up with the right agent. Called, made a seller finance offer. They're thinking about it, and then Chet sends me a text yesterday and says, "Hey, are you just looking for lake property, or are you looking at anything else?" And I said, "No, we're looking at 3 RV parks right now, and we want to buy here." And so he says, "Well, I got a storage facility. Would you be interested in that?" And immediately I thought Pace saying, "Well, if I could buy anything, it would be a storage facility." Because like those are the best things to manage, right? Yeah. And so Chet says, "Okay, well, I'm a part owner. It's a family, right?
Right.
And we're looking to sell." And so my point with that story though is like, just talk to people, just call and make connections and tell people you're looking for deals. And you'll run into a superstar agent like Chet he's trying to do the same thing. Not all agents do this, but he's like, okay, I just met an investor. What else can I do? How do I stay in contact with this person? And maybe he can bring a deal, right? And it could be a totally different deal than you originally talked about. So it's just the power of talking, getting out there, telling people you're looking for deals, and making those connections.
Yeah, the other thing too is like you guys are a family. You guys probably invest together.
Right.
So like, let's imagine, this is another thing people don't do right, is that if you buy this property from their family, the family's going to want to invest in something else, right? So what if you said, because Jerry, Bob, and I are thinking about going and building apartment buildings.
Woohoo.
So why not go to them and say, they're going to say no, possibly, but you go, hey, you guys have some cash.
Yeah.
Why don't we roll in and do a bunch of apartment stuff together? We already have a great relationship, and let's go build 1,000 units over the next 3 years in Kalispell, right? Most new investors don't think that way. They just go, oh, they don't want to do business with me. Meanwhile, that's where the greatest relationships come from, is when you do business together. You can show somebody, we can close, we fulfill our obligations. They just want to do more business with
So I want to share with everybody the text conversation that Chet and I are having during class yesterday. So Chet says, we're in business with 4 family members. Some are looking to do some different things and pay off debt. It's been a great business for us. So what did he say there that's a key indicator for us? Debt. Okay, so what does that mean? There's some debt on this property, which means what's our creative structure now? Subject to. Now, does everybody know what that means?
Yes.
No.
Everybody here does.
Oh, you guys do.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody else.
Everybody else. So, sorry, I meant not you guys, everybody else.
Who's all done a sub 2 deal here?
We're offended.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So then I reply back and I say, makes sense. Today, new debt doesn't make sense to take out existing debt. Would you consider seller finance? Now, why did I say seller finance? Because I know he knows what that is, even though that's the incorrect structure technically, right? He says, no, everyone wants their equity out. Okay, now what would you say at that point? He says, no, everyone wants their equity out.
I can make that happen.
What does that equity look like? Yeah, what's your equity?
So here's what I said. I said, what if I took over the existing debt and paid the difference in cash?
Yeah.
Same net to the sellers.
Yeah. Same.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Same net to the sellers. If he pays off the debt and gets the equity, we take over the debt, he gets the equity. Same exact thing. So he says that would be doable. Okay, there's our door in, right? That would be doable, but I don't think the lender would allow the loan to be assumed by someone else. How many of you get that response?
With agents all the time.
Yeah, so are we asking to assume his loan? No. What are we asking? What do we want to do? Take over the loan, and there's multiple ways to structure that. So here's
for deed, maybe.
Right. So here's where I know Chet knows his stuff. He says like a contract for deed. And I said that's one option. Yep. And so then I asked how much is the existing debt and blah blah blah. Now it's not. There's very low debt on it. It's 1.2 or roughly 1.2. Yeah. So it's not. So there's not a lot of debt to take over, and the price is 4.5. So it would be a money raise. Right, or some other, a little under 1.2 million, 4.5%, fixed 10, amortized 20, will adjust April 2027. Can you guys all decipher what all that means? Good. Yeah, that's awesome. So tell me, 1.2 million, that's the existing balance, 4.5% interest rate, fixed 10.
2027.
So the rate's fixed for 10 years, which is very common in commercial loans. Amortized 20, that's also very common. In commercial, you do 20-year loans, not 30-year loans typically. Will adjust. So remember how we said fixed 10? So when's the 10 years up? April 2027. Good. You guys are awesome.
3 years.
Yeah, that's really good. You guys must have a good teacher. Okay, so here we are.
Let's check out the property.
Awesome.
So big picture, 10 acres.
10 acres. This
Probably-
is Bonneville power lines right here, so you can't.
Okay.
You see, we have a gravel, like that's been prepared to put a pad there, and we have a.
For parking or what?
No, for a building, and we
Oh.
got approval from the county to build. We were gonna potentially build more RV storage right there, something. A building
Okay.
there. Front
Okay, so
clean.
could be a little expansion here. This building is for taking care of the units.
There's tenants in that right now. They our manager moved to Arizona, and she's still kind of managing it remotely. She's really knowledgeable.
You don't move from here to Arizona, you move from Arizona to here. And there's 389 units.
Yeah, that includes the GRV, the outdoor parking. So we have all along the back fence. We can walk back there and take a look at that.
And that's for RVs and outdoor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned 400,000 net cash flow. Now, is that before or after debt service?
No, gross. Okay, that's
Gross before debt service.
right.
Okay, so that's before debt service.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, 400,000 annual,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
gross-
It's gross in like about
Net operating.
$34,000. Yeah. Yep. And it's gross in about $34,000 a month.
Oh, wait, what?
When I picked up on that,
400 annual gross
Oh, it's
Yeah,
revenue.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this is not,
This
this
is what I
is,
told Veena on the way. I said, either A, this is the deal of the century, or B, there's
it's the
something
worst.
he omitted.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they are well kept buildings.
Yeah,
And these are
it's actually
nice.
immaculate.
Yeah, they're like perfect condition buildings. That's
Before
not
debt service.
at a 4 or 5 price,
No
not a
way.
deal.
And I tell Veena, I go, this is either A, the deal of the century, or B, there's something he's missing in his numbers. Because he sent you a text that this thing makes 400 grand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, I think it produces
Top line.
400 grand and makes
Yeah.
40 grand.
So guys, so
400K
listen,
revenue.
we get a number of 400. Now we want to know where in the stack that
Well,
400
we're
is.
T12.
Unfortunately, it's at the top. Is he over here?
That's before taxes, right? So the 54's in there. whatever.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so
400 at the top, which is what it produces on a yearly basis.
So that's revenue. If you don't know operating expense, what's a good rule of thumb?
30%.
30, 40
For
maybe.
self-storage.
Self-storage, it might be 25, but 30 is probably.
Lower, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't
30 is
have a
like
lot of
good
moving parts.
estimate, Yeah.
Okay, so what's 30% of 400?
120, so you got 280
280
left.
280 left. It's your NOI. Now we got to put what on that?
Debt.
Debt service.
Debt, right now
F.
you've got 6.5 to 7.5%
No, that's
interest.
after taxes.
So you're probably another 20 grand a month in that, so you're 240. So you're without any
Cash.
fluff, you're taking home
Got almost a 5 cap.
no.
Yeah.
You're taking
two-
home maybe 30,
well,
40
before
grand a year.
debt, but NOI is what you
What's debt?
calculate debt service.
How are you doing debt service on the whole 4.5 or on 30% down bank loan or how are you doing
Well, even
debt
then,
service?
you still have to pay a
Fine.
if you pay a pref to your
No, but cap rate doesn't
Nobody
matter.
listens-
That does
no-
not matter when it comes to cap
This
rate.
is the big difference between single family and multifamily. Multifamily is like, let's come up with a bunch of numbers, and then after we come up with a bunch of numbers, let's then add the debt.
Yes.
In single family, we're like, let's just cut to the chase.
Yes.
What am I
The
making?
debt service always is the
debt service is always
not commercial.
No, I agree, but we want to know what.
Because
the
guys,
cap
is cap
right?
rate before or after debt service?
Before.
Yes, you don't
thank
count
you.
debt service in cap rate.
because you don't know how people are capitalized, right?
Right.
Some people could come in with cash.
Yeah, see, 6.2.
Okay.
Not terrible, actually.
Well, what did you? Oh, okay, because
The
you took
problem-
280 on a 4.5.
Yeah, to 4.5.
Yeah.
So what's really going to
So guys, this is a 6 cap. What does 6 cap mean?
6%.
6%.
So if you bought this building for 4.5, with the income it produces before debt service, you're making 6% return on your money.
Now here's the problem: if interest rates are at 7%,
Yes,
a 6 cap is a
can't-
waste of your time.
You can't do it, yeah.
You can't do it.
Unless there's an interest-only period.
But even then,
Yeah.
even interest only right now is what, 5, 6%.
No,
for 5 years, or
it's still at 7%, but the theory is you go in and then you boost NOI by increasing
now we gotta-
operations. So you got to add the value.
So the
into it.
bigger thing for Jerry and I talked about this the other day. The bigger thing for an investor is like you go, okay, there's value out here. There
Yes.
you could put additional spaces over there. He's
And
got
you can build more
potentially in the
yeah.
front. You could build more. Okay, now
Raise rents.
We either got to raise
raise
money
rent.
or we got to infuse cash.
Yes.
So for investors who have a ton of opportunity on their plate, what you look at is you go, is there something else that we could just buy that doesn't have all of
Yes.
that work?
Yes.
Right? Like the RV parks that we looked at with Jordan the other day, they don't need a big heavy lift.
Right.
And they're turnkey. You walk into
Right.
them, you maybe deploy $200,000 to do a little thing here and
Are
there.
they seller financing?
They're seller financing.
whereas we looked at a warehouse that's vacant, and we're like, okay, this needs some work,
Yeah, you
and you got
want-
to build another building to really capitalize it all.
So the lift is too heavy. This is a great opportunity for somebody that
Has
says-
1030.
it needs
This is a
to park.
1031, dude.
1031, I agree.
yeah,
I think it's a good opportunity
a-
for somebody who has a lack of good opportunities. Yes.
which is a 1031
Yeah, I
buyer,
think the 1031 is the
because this is a
right
Class A building. I mean,
Yeah,
this
it's
awesome.
is
beautiful.
They've
yeah.
done a
It's
great
beautiful.
job.
And
Yeah.
they maintained it really
So
well.
good.
Let me ask everybody, what's one way you could structure a wholesale if you're buying this at a 6 cap?
Double close, maybe.
I'm out.
Yeah. Well, no, I just mean, how do you figure out what you can make on a wholesale? So, what is a Class A cap rate typically? We've got to figure out around
4 or
here.
5?
4 or
I
5.
would assume it's
So
4 or 5.
if you contract at 6, and the going cap rate for a 1031 buyer is a 4, well, you could make a 2%, which is a couple $100,000, right? I mean, what would that be? It'd be a pretty good deal
Yeah.
to flip,
Yeah,
right?
160 grand you can make on this.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so you could do a straight assignment. I think. Can you assign to a
Yeah,
1031?
you
Yeah,
can
you can assign to a 1031. I think if I were, so I don't understand self-storage, it's a new idea. I would definitely look at what do they do, those feasibilities? Like, what's the future of self-storage
feasibility study, yeah.
in this area? Because you want to feel like there's room for things to keep going up, not be oversaturated.
Yeah, because his thing when you asked like, you know, why is there so much self-storage? He goes, well, we're really competitive on our rates because there's a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Well, anybody can stay 100% occupied if you're the cheapest one in town, but that doesn't mean.
We lower our price.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is not a deal.